Today I'm taking another run at making my own watercolors. And this time it worked out pretty well. When I was at the supermarket, I saw that they sold freeze-dried berries for mixing your own muesli, I guess. So I bought some. But I don't actually like muesli, so I'm turning them into paint. I got a bunch of equipment together, starting with a mortar and pestle, pigment mill, and scrapers. For ingredients, I'm using white wine vinegar, gum arabic, and berries, of course. Also brushes, water, and gesso. Just to try out if gesso is a better base than watercolor paper. I'm starting with the blueberries. I'm grinding them up with such force that it shook the camera. Place the powder on the mill plate and make a little well. Pour on a little white wine vinegar. The acid helps with the color and also stops mold developing, which is a massive plus. Mix and add more vinegar if needed. The mix should have about the consistency of yogurt. Now add gum arabic and mill some more. Moment of truth. Well, in a minute. First I'm painting a patch of paper with gesso. While that dries, I'm testing out the paint on plain watercolor paper. Cold pressed, in case anyone's wondering. I'm using an old metal box to keep the paint in, and using tinfoil to make little subdivisions. As an experiment, I tried adding some flour to the paint. I got the idea from a Mary Delaney biography, so I got curious. And at first I was a little disappointed because I didn't see much difference, but once dry, the paint with flour in is more opaque, so that's something to keep in mind and play with later. After cleaning everything, I moved on to raspberries, and the process is substantially the same, except I decided to sieve out the seeds. last but not least, strawberries. The gesso was finally dry, so I tried all the colors out on the gesso, and then I got a call and had to take a break, so the paint dried. I tried to re-wet it, which did not work well. Now I'm just playing around with layering, mixing. The colors mix really well, which is nice. I noticed the gesso changed the colors a little, so I placed some swatches half on and half off, and there is a notable blue shift once the color is dry. I'm so happy with how these colors turned out. I took some notes, added a date and hung it up on my wall so I don't lose it. And now I can see how the colors develop over time. Then I used my new paints to make this picture, which looks really cool on my wall. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe?